I hope that you guys can hear me now. It should have been yeah, hopefully that it's getting there now. Is it clear? Come on, what is this? Okay, thank you. All right. Yep, okay. All right, thanks for confirmation. Okay, so here we can see that on XAUUSD, it is a head and shoulder at the moment. Now that head and shoulder, I wouldn't be very enthusiastic about a head and shoulder that could break below. Instead, what we could see here in this area from this support level for the market to possibly have a breakout, which what you could see here, and there's a long wick. Let's wait to see what kind of price action it might be forming here. Now I would like to delete all those lines to see clear picture. There is a head and shoulder. Okay, so that head and shoulder, if you look at the 4 hour here, the market has reached in fact an important resistance line, which is, if we look at the daily, that's where the daily level, also the monthly. So you see the price, this is where also I posted analysis early today. Monthly resistance line is where the price might be having a reaction. In the meantime, we will be closing dollar yen trade 160 pip. So we are closed on dollar yen. This one we closed with the 160 pip. We'll be waiting for further entry. Well, on the monthly, on XAUUSD, on the monthly, we see there is a monthly head and shoulder here. So from that monthly resistance, we could see potentially a break here. So it's quite a big stop loss. If we enter this trade, there's a probability for a bearish drop here on this instrument at the moment. So let's wait to see what kind of price action it might be forming here. And I think we could see that the market to have a possible reaction in that area to the as it has formed this head and shoulder. Now this price is breaking below here. We may see that the price to continue to drop. So we will be placing, as soon as we will find that suitable entry location, we will be placing that pending order here in this market. I would like to place a sell stop here. So if it manage to come back below, that's where we will be in the trade. Now the question is if this market is trending to the downside from here or it's having a reaction. So to find proper entry, because if it is head and shoulder breaking below, you should be able to see a trend here. So you want to see that, confirm the market to trend in that direction. So we will be placing a sell stop in that area. And if it trends down, we could see a significant drop below this level here in this market. So placing a sell stop at 3115 level, and pending order 3115.14, stop at 3124.24, and TP target 3097.31. We may be able to adjust later the TP target. At the moment, this is the setup, and let's see. So we place the pending order on XAUUSD. If it is trending in the direction, then we will be entering into the trade. Otherwise, will not be. So you can see that here on this one on XAUUSD, we could see the market to possibly trend in the direction. Let's find out. If it bounced back up, then we may see that the market again going back up. In that case, will not be entering at the moment as the market is overextended towards the upside. So guys, in the meantime, if you haven't liked this stream, you can, if you enjoy the live streaming, make sure guys you give a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. All right, so looking at here on this instrument, you can see few narrower candle formation in that area, which quite a few smaller consolidation pattern. And with that smaller consolidation pattern, we will be looking to see the market to potentially trend if it is breaking below. And in that case, we may see that the price to possibly drop back here to that order block if it started to change the trend. And that's what I think, that possibly we could see a potential a change. Now if it is, as we mentioned, if it breaks below, we may see that change of trend. Do you think that, guys, gold is going to change the trend, or it's gonna again bounce back up? What's your view on this at the moment? So some upside bias. This is a sell stop, so we are not on the trade. Okay, if it is breaking above, then we might say this is a liquidity grab and then to revert again. But if it return from that level, that's gonna be possibly a bigger drop in that direction. Let's wait to see what kind of price action it is forming. We place the pending order, and as soon as we see the market has tested that level, we will be able to see the market breaking below from this zone. We'll be waiting to see possible entry opportunity in this market. Let's look at, guys. I hope that you are enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. We see that break to the upside, so we are not entering any trade. If we see that it's moving back up, we'll be waiting to see. It's the 1 hour, which is 4 hour. Also from the 4 hour support, there is a bounce. That's where see that. And in the meantime, what kind of price action it is forming here? So with the head left shoulder, if it is a right shoulder, which is I think less likely still, but if it is returning from that with a shoulder formation, that's gonna be potentially move here. Yeah, so it's still bullish price action in that area. So there is a doji formation. The market is still maintaining that bullish momentum, waiting for the market to give a potential momentum. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the monthly price action. You can see the price has just crossed that monthly high, and that's where the probability that the price to have a possible rejection from the monthly level. Okay, so where you see the price is approaching that here, right? So you can see the market heading back to the upside here. Thanks for joining the live session, guys. If you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel that we are that I'm posting every single day, all the content here to help and grow as a trader. So with this narrow doji, we can see that long wick resistance here, long wick candle formation with a narrow doji, and now the price in a level where we see that here bullish trend, but at the same time approach a monthly level. Now we need to look at the both sides, either to keep pushing up as the long-term trend is up, or to come down for a deeper pullback that we will be understanding from the lower time frame price action here. And our pending order is below. If the market trend, if the market reject, we may see that possible break below. Otherwise we are not on the trade until we will be changing our pending order whenever we see the market requires different kind of setup here. And if the market requires different kind of setup, we have to look at that. Now though, we see that here the bullish price action is higher, so if it is maintaining the strong bull market, we will be adjusting a pending order accordingly. Now here we can see that in this area, this is where there is a liquidity grab. Now with that liquidity grab, we can see the market in this area. This is where a strong bounce pullback and the market potentially to trend in that direction to create a new higher high here. So waiting to see if the market is here trending. What's your view on that? Let me see, guys. As you can see, the market with the data pretty volatile. Yeah, I think it's clear. Thank you very much. Looks potential dollar yen, how it works. Yeah, absolutely. Today's or tomorrow. We can't hear you. I hope that you guys can hear me. Should be okay, isn't it? Okay, so here is this is a, now it's a narrow consolidation in that area. So we can see this is a narrow consolidation, and in the meantime I see the likes is almost 1/5 of the view. So if you guys smash it, will be helpful for more people to see. Thank you. So you see quite a few dodgy formation here, and this is a consolidation here in that area. And because the market in a consolidation, we could see for the price to potentially trend in that direction or bounce back up again to create a new higher high. Why don't we go with the trend buy instead? Well, we still didn't sell. We just placed a pending order here. Okay, so because that's why we are waiting for the trend. The reason we didn't buy yet is because the market trend is already exhausted. If you look at the daily chart, what you can see that, let's delete our, you see that what happened today so far, the market has made very significant break to the upside. So, and also if we look at the monthly, what do we see? The price exactly at monthly doji. Now if we analyze this monthly candle, what do you see? There is a long wick with a very smaller body here and with long wick at the top, right? So, and because there is a long wick and also there is a short wick here and very smaller body in that area, so in that zone, in that area, we see the market is less likely to have a strong breakout because the price already revisited the low, and to form a strong bull candle, it requires further pullback before it bounce back up. So there should have some kind of reaction from the top on the monthly perspective, that on the lower time frame, if we look at the 1 minute, we are still not selling, but there is a probability for deeper drop here. And if we buy from that zone, that might be reflecting that the price might have a downside momentum here. And our pending order is here is because the market, if it breaks below, we are on the trade. So we place the pending order is here, sell stop, and you can see the market slowly trying to revert back here. And if it breaks this swing low, we will be entering the trade. In that case, we could see the price to drop again to extend some certain even deeper extent from the monthly perspective or point of view. I hope that you guys enjoying understanding it. Thank you for clarification. Welcome. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just take 1 minute break and you guys can write what is on the chat. All right, dear. So we see the market back on track. So here is what we can see, that the market, that's a gap open here, and so at the moment you see that after dropping here, forming double bottom, it's potentially pushing back to the upside here, and that's where you could see the price to possibly moving in the major direction of the trend. 5 minutes, we see that there was a drop, bounce back up. So from the multi-time frame, it's trying to bounce, but still I'm not going for any long position until we see the price has broken out of that structure, which is very important to see. The price has broken out of the structure, which is essential to look at. I hope that you guys can hear me now. Thanks for confirmation. We would like to see the market has broken out of the structure, which is very important to look at to see that the price is doing that. Here is the support level, and with that support the price is bouncing back up here, and you can see here is possibly a bullish momentum for short-term perspective. Now this is a narrow zone. The question is the market is breaking below from here or trending to the upside. That's what you're looking to see. Here so far showing bullish in that area. So once we see the trend confirmation, we can look for entry. I think now we might see some movement here from this level to this liquidity zone, which might be around 25 30 pip move possible at the moment. Okay, so we see that there is a long wick rejection, and still there is no proper entry unless we see strong breakout. Patience is key here, waiting to see the market to show up. And forming that bullish price action in that area, and yeah, here we can see that possibly a bounce. Now we have our pending order here in that area, but if it is trending to the upside, we need to change the pending order from sell stop to buy stop. Which I think the market may choose to move up. So how the price action is forming is where we need to pay attention when we look at the directional bias in the market. If you guys look at it, you can see that here it's still maintaining series of higher low, and once it is creating long wick in that direction, that means that buyers buying here. Now after that, if the market reverse from that zone, that's what we will be looking at to see that if the market is reversing or it is again going back to the upside. But so far in that area, it's pretty still here is showing that bullish momentum. You can see it's forming multiple liquidity grab. So if this 1 minute candle closing as a green bull candle, we may see the price to move up. In that case, we'll leave the sell stop here, which is far, but at the moment I would like to place a buy stop above this high with a tight stop loss here for a possible short-term move. If it goes up, then we will be entering the trade to this level, this high, and placing a buy stop at 3127.92. $3127.92 and stop at 3123.37, TP at 3133.40, 3133.40, placing a buy stop here. So place the buy stop in that area. As here it form a reversal pattern, we may see an upside here. If it goes up, we will be entering into the trade. Very weird music. So the trade is triggered. The trade is triggered, and I am on active trade. And let's take that one. The trade is active. So you are up, running profit here, and so running 20 pip. Would like to see that it's moving back up. So here a primary rejection, but got a reaction again to the downside. So here it's very I would say the little risky area, as still we see at our entry we need to see the market to this current 1 minute candle to be getting a reaction to the upside. Otherwise you could see that because there is a triple top here, it easily could break below. So we are at entry, but if we see that the bull's not getting enough strength, we might be able to manage the trade. But if we see long wick here, that means that we see the buying. Yeah, that this kind of candle we want to see a narrow long wick candle, so that we can see the next one to potentially bounce back to the upside. Okay, so there is a dodgy narrow. Yeah, so you can see this price action. So the 5 minutes candle closing also with a bullish price action here. Yeah, we can see that movement to the upside, and that's where we can expect for this market to potentially remain bullish to the upside. And we are so far up here. Moving up in that area, and that movement could lead that price back to the upside. Waiting to see one more bounce here. We are up on this. Okay, so here we would like to see the market to return back to the upside. Okay, so this one also closing possibly a bull candle now. Awesome. That so you can see the moving back to the upside as expected, and nearly to hitting the TP. Guys need a feedback here if you guys are running the trade. So here we can see the market from this level. We are almost 45 pip up on this, still holding it for one more bounce. And probably hitting the TP by itself. Awesome. Great. TP hit. Done. TP hit. So which is nearly to 61 pip. And so we are having 803 win. Here is 61 pip. This one. And now let's look for further entry opportunities. Not end, it just started, because you know here main goal is to that use the market. As I mentioned before, we'll be closing the pending order, the short order, the sell stop closing. Closing the sell stop here in that area. Thanks for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support. And let's look at further entry opportunity. And I believe that I enjoyed this trade. And here you can see from this level forming series of higher low. So we are out on the trade, and let's look for further opportunity in this session. Now we can see that XAUUSD here is that a significant break to the upside in this market, where 15 minutes chart here is there is a long wick here, and also series of higher low formation moving back to the upside. With that in mind, you can see the price is here from an inverted head and shoulder breakout. With that inverted head and shoulder, currently with that inverted head and shoulder, the market made its move to the upside, and we secured the trade. Let's look for the next possible opportunity in the market. We delete this one here. Now today we had two trades, one in dollar yen, 160 pip that we have closed here, and this one 61 pip. So we're gonna trade here in this market now. let's look at XAUUSD to, this is the 4-hour chart where the market is heading. Now this 4-hour candle is closing 33 minutes time of this time that we are streaming. So if the market is coming for a pullback here, that's where we will be looking for, you know, that entry. Now there is a doji, there is a liquidity grab, bounce, and there is a doji, also you can see that bounce. Now looking at the, if you look at here 15 minutes chart, this is where you saw this doji on the 15 minutes is quite important, because this one is where the liquidity, okay, so this is what we discuss about the liquidity. Okay, so here is also liquidity, here is also liquidity. So if we closely look at it, we can see the market grabbing liquidity multiple times. So there is liquidity here, there's liquidity here, and as the market grab liquidity here also, here also, here also, so we see that from this false breakdown, multiple liquidity grab, and then trending to the upside. So that's where we have entered into the trade. Now when we are opening positions, the key here, the most important part here is to look at the market, how the price action is forming around this area. So understanding price action is the key to become better trader along with the trading psychology, because price action is where the smart trader pay attention, because this is only the visible information that you have in the chart to look at the market. So now you can see that after multiple liquidity, now this kind of market, when you see, especially when the price reached a very important zone, that's when the market form this kind of price action, because in that situation the market potentially that reach those levels. And if you said this is the 15 minutes candlestick pattern here, there is a liquidity grab here, a liquidity doji, there's another one here, liquidity candle, there's another one here, liquidity candle, also there's another one here, liquidity candle. So every time the market is approaching, grabbing the liquidity, grabbing the liquidity, grabbing the liquidity, and after grabbing multiple liquidity, the market is creating that bullish trend, which is basically potentially going back to the resistance line here. Now with that being said, once we see the market has formed what we can see, now this current price action candle close on the 15 minutes, where because this is a bullish move, we could see the market to fill that long wick. Now there is a 30 minutes also closed here. Because there is a 30 minutes closed, we will see that if it is grabbing more liquidity here, as at the moment the market is, after the news, is pretty volatile, we still could see that one more rejection for deeper correction. This is what waiting to see that if the price is doing. as I mentioned, you can see it's breaking below again to 4-hour support. So the 4-hour support, if it drops back again to that support, we may see that bounce here. Now this is the previous nearest support here. Okay, so if it straight drop again, break below to that liquidity zone where there is a previous support, we may be able to see another bounce here from that zone. So we're looking at let's wait to see further entry opportunity. Thank you for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support to the channel. We can see that a drop here. We can see that after this complete breakup structure here, okay, there is a drop, full length drop in that area, and it's on the support. It's on the support. Would like to see that breaking below here, and for 4-hour we have seen initial bounce. This is the 1-hour where the price on the support. Now from the 1-hour is where the price to be potentially at least for short term to the upside. Now with this 15 minutes rejection, I'm basically waiting to see the market to break this low here. This is a significant support, which is high liquidity zone, and if the market breaking this low here, that's where we will be looking for potential entry in this market. Hope that you guys enjoying the live session, understanding what we are looking at here in the market. And you know, the main goal here is to look at, to see the price to potentially trend and then to give us suitable entry. Further entry opportunity available once we see the market has shown that directional bias. Still biased to the upside. Still biased to the upside. Now 1 hour, if we look at here, you see that after this doji, there is another bullish candle formation here. 4 hour also the same pattern. So would like to see how it might be forming. Still the market structure is here, that bull. Okay, so if the market trend is still bullish, but if this one is this head and shoulder here, okay, so with that head and shoulder, and once we see the market with this head and shoulder has managed to break from that trend line, from that support level, that's where you could see the price to possibly to have a bigger drop here. And if we look at the monthly here again, we see the price on the monthly level, which is the monthly resistance line in that area. And because it's on the monthly resistance, you can see this is the 1 minute doji formation. And with that 1 minute doji, if we look at, we can see that with that 1 minute doji, we could see the price to potentially started to break below here. If it breaks below, otherwise we may see another potential breakout to the upside. But as you can see here, we could see the market to in that direction to trend. If we see that it prepared for that drop, that's where you can ride that downtrend. But at the moment, you can see the market is here in this area. We'll see that where it is heading to, because long-term trend is still bullish. 4-hour price action is still bullish here. 1-hour price action also long wick doji here. 30 minutes here, we can see the market is in that area. Okay, so and with that 1 minute doji, okay, so it could break below if we look at the 4-hour, and because the price has reached significant level of resistance, it is possible for the price to potentially break below here, and in that case we may see the market to potentially trend here. But until we see, as I mentioned, until we see the break of support, that we see that this trend line is quite important. There's a doji, and from this zone we can see the market slowly trying to push back to the upside here, which is from the lower time frame, the market is moving up in that direction, and the 1 minute chart also we can see there's a doji as until we see that it's fully prepared, we have to wait for proper entry. And we had a the previous trade that we had, if you guys look at here, this one, from here, and there is only one move. You can see that, and this is the biggest move in that. So this is what we talk about the if we look at the market trend. Okay, so the market trends only 30% of the time, as you know that 70% of the time the market moves in a sideways. And when the market trend, you see that in that move that we have taken the trade, this is only one move, and there's one here which was against the trend. So our goal here is to trade with the trend. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see this is a level where the market trading with the trend, and because the market trading with the trend, now you can see the market is here pullback, moving pullback. So the market is here, it's trading with the trend, and because the market is in an uptrend, trading with the trend, we could see the price to possibly that's where we have entered the trade. Now again, the market, you can see in that zone, it's moving in a sideways. So when the market trade with the trend, that's where you need to look at this market to trade. Okay, so otherwise, if the market is not trading with the trend, then we will not be trading, and that's what we need to be patient in that case for the market to show a direction of the trend, right? So even if the market moves a long extended time, as we trade on the lower time frame, but if the market moves extended time sideways, we still need to look for best trade setup. This always, you can see dollar yen. Let's look at what's happening with the dollar yen. If you guys trading dollar yen, we had the one incredible one, dollar yen. If we look at the 4 hour here, you can see this is the 4 hour chart here. From this resistance line, there is a liquidity grab here on the 4 hour chart, and with the liquidity grab, the market had a big drop here on dollar yen. And the trade that I posted on the channel, on the VIP group, I also explained when we have entered this trade here. Let's see now where dollar yen is heading. Now I have clearly explained the strategy behind the trade on dollar yen. Now you can see from here, this was the move on dollar yen to straight back to the resistance line where there is a liquidity, and this is discussed a lot on dollar yen. Now if you guys look at it, you can see this is where there is a liquidity gap, and when the price hit that level on dollar yen, now you can see from here straight back to the resistance line, and this is where, when the market is hitting back to that level, to that resistance line, here is high liquidity. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see this is a high liquidity zone. And why it is so important to look at how the market is hitting that level, guys. We see that more often. I find the question in that live session as well, coach, the price going to reverse from this level or bounce from this level. no one knows, right? No one knows when the market will, at what level that's gonna react, at what level it's gonna reverse. The only thing that we know, how the market is approaching that level. That's the key, guys. This is the real information. You see that, and that's where the strategy is, right? Now you can see how dollar yen from this support level, this is a support level here on dollar yen, and from this support level on dollar yen, okay, we see that there is a clean bounce to the resistance line where there is a liquidity, and with that resistance line, to that bounce to that resistance line where there is a liquidity, from that zone we see the dollar yen had made its move towards the downside here to that support level. And if dollar yen price going with a trend like that, that might be a lot to the upside. But because one huge candle, which is almost, I think, more than 2 ATR candle, has hit that key level, closed back below, that's where the probability that this market will break below, and that's where we have entered the trade. And that is very, especially when you see this kind of trigger, this kind of move against the major direction of the trend, you'll see the market in majority of the time will have reversal. I hope that makes sense to you. And this is where in any time frame we can look for the market to show that pattern here. Now with this move here on on dollar yen, reach that resistance line, liquidity grab, the market is trending here, and at the moment what I think that we could see the price to break that low, even come back to the lower low here. And with that being said, we could see the price to drop back here to that support level, and this is where the price approaching. Now we could see potentially for at least to 20-25 pip move on dollar yen to that support level from this resistance line. So XAUUSD with a head and shoulder formation had a complete break below here. Now dollar yen is breaking below here. we see that there is a head and shoulder. Now this price action, the way it has made on gold along with dollar yen is pushing back down here. This is a very narrow area. I will not be entering here at the moment because it's a very smaller gap to fill. Looking at gold here, we see that the price, this is a big head and shoulder formation here, and daily price is well above. So there is a probability for the price to possibly to have a directional bias here on XAUUSD. Now in this area on XAUUSD, we can see the market breaking from that level. Now the question is, we see the support break in this market. So we see support is broken. Because support break, we potentially could make that price to drop back here to that level. And let's look at if we have an entry here in that area. Okay, so there is a, now if this bounce is retesting this previous support here, support here, support here, support here, turning resistance, we may see the market to possibly trend in that direction here. And you can see it's getting that clean break to the upside. Looking at the 1 hour, 15 minutes, okay, so this is a, if this is a false breakdown, then we might see again going back to the resistance line. That's why we didn't enter, because if it is valid breakout, then we could see that trending in that direction. Let's wait to see if the market breaking back below. If it breaks back below, then we might see the trend. Otherwise we could see that again potentially continuation to the upside here. Okay, so here is looking like that it's a false breakdown here, and with that false breakdown we may see the market to possibly to trend here in that direction. straight bounce back up. All right, so we had a one trade. Guys, quality is more important than quantity in trading. It's very true in trading. Patience, as I mentioned, 61 pip that we catch in the beginning. Guys, when I'm coming on live, don't delay, because some trade we enter very early. Some of you may have missed the trade. Many of you have catch the trade. Anyone here who missed the trade? Welcome, thank you. Dollar yen, yeah, we will be looking to see dollar yen. You can see from here is pushing up for a pullback. Dollar yen at the moment not entering. Are you in trade? We have secured the profit on the trade. Thank you. Now you can see here there is a liquidity grab and possibly to remain bullish, straight bounce. Now there are two probable scenario. Because it's a straight bounce, we could say straight drop or returning back again in the major direction. Long-term trend is up. That's where we need to welcome. Long-term trend is, as you can see from here, that's where the price made its move to the upside. And narrow candle formation, you could see that the price to move back up here. It is bullish here. Now 1 hour, just in the first 8 minutes there has been breakout. So that being said, the market potentially going back up to that here, to this liquidity zone. Okay, so we may see now, we can look at 3163 level potentially. and this is 1 hour. In the first 10 minutes made its move. Okay, so this is a smart move to the upside, a clean bounce. Now, break of structure required for us entry for us to enter. Come on, for us to enter, we need to see the break of structure, and that's what we're looking to see. It can still keep pushing back to the upside here, right? So we still could see the market is bouncing back up, but I don't want to take that trade here from that level, as you'd like to see the price having a that breakup structure. We see that bullish move here, and that's what the price action potentially remaining bullish. waiting for that break of structure to see if it managed to break below here. We will be looking for entry in that area. It still may keep pushing back to the upside. All right, so you see, waiting for the market to break from the structure to drop back below to the 20 EMA. And here is, we could see, if we could see the market drop that level to that support level, that's where we will be looking for that entry. Suddenly very low volatility, we might see the market is getting a little bit of rest here, and what I think that we may see still remaining bullish in this structure here, which is pretty clearly bull market. 4 hour here, a big long wick after the doji, so that might lead that price potentially back to that here, to this level, to 3154 level possible. And before we go to that, would like to see that the market to have a break of structure. If it is breaking back below potentially to this level here, 20 EMA level, or in that zone, we may see that the price to again return back up again to that level, 3154 or even above. Are you guys ready for to see the market to have a breakup structure here? Because it's a sharp bull market, this kind of market less likely to reverse. Rather, any break is an opportunity to go long. And coming to, if it is dropping near to 313637 level, then we can place a pending order above this high for that possible bounce back to the upside here. See, the market is coming in that direction. So you see that, you can see it managed to so I was expecting a little dip in here, but we see that it grabbed liquidity but not very strongly. So that is okay. So yeah, here is, you can see after this break the market is trending at the moment. Now if the price touch that level, I would look to enter. We see liquidity grab and then immediately return back to the upside here. So now possibility to go back up to 4-hour level is higher. observation is key. So if we look at here, the market is creating a narrow pullback after this move from here. A breakout possible. Now if it return for testing this support, that's where we will be on the trade. Looking at the live market will always give you a big edge in the market to see, in fact, in actual sense, how the market is moving. All right, we can see after break of this high, it's pushing back down here for this pullback. Yeah, that's where you see that return. Now it's getting that reaction to the upside here. A being drop, not selling now, not selling. It's a bull market, so in a bull market, not selling, always to look for the direction of the trend. That's why we're waiting to see so far for entering into the major direction of the trend. That's the key here. That's the key. I hope that guys, you're enjoying the live session. Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Now here is the directionally. Let's delete all the lines on XAUUSD. Dollar yen in fact has dropped to that. Now it's on a pullback. If we see today, yesterday we had a 200 pip on dollar yen. Today we had 161 pip on a single trade. Now this market currently, you can see here from the support here, it's having a pullback. Now the more pullback, the higher the pullback is better here to find out that entry opportunity in the market. So once we find the entry, we will be re-entering again on dollar yen. XAUUSD, we can see that it's in an uptrend here. The price is approaching that level here where there is a liquidity zone. XAUUSD gold market is pretty bullish. 30 minutes candlestick pattern, we can see a bull market here. And at the moment, you can see this current candle closing any pullback in that market also will give us that potential trading opportunity in this market. So with that being said, it was a great session. We see I'm still be trading here. We had, as I mentioned, and I do not want to over trade here. The one that we quality trade that we opened is 61 pip in this live session. Previously one on BIP dollar yen 161 pip. So almost today 220 pip. Let's keep that up for the next session coming up. Keep trading, and you guys want to grow with us, make sure you check all the link in the description where you will learn, grow as a trader with me. All the information is there. You are so acknowledgeable. Thank you for your hard work, assistance. We appreciate. I appreciate too. Thanks for your appreciation. And yes, guys, doing for the community, for the traders. You know, I was in your time on one day, and I understand it's important. Trading education is not available out there, so it's important that you guys get the right trading education. And this is why Forex Trading Wizard Academy giving the best trading education possible. And the only thing, you guys need to keep your mind open. Another thing, don't quit. Keep trading, keep learning, keep growing. And I'll see you very soon again, trading live together. Until then, stay well.